Okay, what we're going to show in this video is how to make the engine holder for your engine. So what you're going to need is to have an engine. You'll need a wet sponge, a note card, about a 3-inch long piece of gum tape, it doesn't matter the color, and then you're going to need strips for the engine stop. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to take the note card and you're going to wrap this up in the note card. So you take your engine and then take the tube and you're going to wrap it. Make sure it's tight, otherwise the engine is going to move around. And then you're going to take some masking tape and you're going to tape that in place so it doesn't come loose. So it's tight. Put it on here. Make sure it stays. And then you're going to need to trim off any excess tape. Okay? So that's the first step. Now, the second step is you're going to take the 3-inch gum tape. And your gum tape, remember, you don't want to have it too wet and you don't want to have it dry enough, and it does dry up pretty quickly. But you're going to take this so it's going to be the same size as the note card. If you do it the other way, it's not going to be the same size. So make sure it's the same size as the note card. You're going to get it wet and you're going to wrap that around your note card that you just had. Like that. Start it, roll it forward. And then again, if you don't get it straight, trim it off so that it is even. Just like that. Okay? So now I have my engine in there, and the problem that we're going to have with this engine mount is that when the engine takes off and the rocket takes off, it's going to shoot up and come out. So what we want to do is we want to create a stop for that. So we're going to remove the engine, and we need to create a stop that goes in one end of that. To do that, you are going to need a pencil, and then you're going to grab these strips, and the amount of strips is depending on how wide your engine mount is. I would cut them at about maybe 8 to 12 inches long, and get yourself probably, I don't know, 5 or 6 to start. So just cut them off the roll and then take them back to your seat. And to start this, we need a pencil to wrap your stick, or start it. We need to have, remember there's a parachute, so when this comes up, it shoots, and then at the end of it, it blows out and it pops the parachute out. So if you don't have it create a hole in here, then it's going to end up getting, your parachute won't come out. So what you want to do is take a pencil. You're going to take one of your glue stick or gum tape, and what I would do is take the sticky side, and you're going to get part of that started. And we're not going to stick this to the pencil, we're going on the non-sticky side. So this start part here is sticky. You want to put the non-sticky side around your pencil, and then you're going to wrap it tightly around there. And then what I would do is take your gum tape, get it wet, and try to get this as straight as you can. Take your time, get it straight and tight. If it's not tight, your rocket engine will maybe go up through your rocket and you won't have, it will not be a successful flight. Alright, so now this is not stuck, it goes on, it slides on. Now I'm going to take the sticky side on the next piece and I'm going to get that started, and I'm going to stick it onto the piece I just had. Okay, so now the sticky side goes in. So I'm going to take that, roll it, and then I'm going to roll this around. Now in order to get your engine mount to be the right size, you're going to need your other piece with you. And what we're trying to do is get this wide enough to fit inside of this spot here. So obviously I need a little bit more space there, so I'm going to wrap another stick around here, and you're just going to keep going. When you get to the end, you may end up having to tear some of this off because you probably went a little too far because you used the whole strip, but you can easily tear it off before it dries. So we're just going to wrap these, wrap. Make sure it's tight and straight, and then I'm going to grab another piece, start that. If they're not exactly even, that's okay. Try to get them as best as you can. What we don't want is to have it to be like 2-3 inches long, because then it's going to take up the whole engine mount and the engine won't fit in there. This is just a stop to keep the engine from coming out of the tube. And so periodically, this is my fourth one I think put on here. I'm going to check. It still needs a couple more wraps, probably another 2. And again, take your time. Make sure this stays tight and you don't wrap it all loose, otherwise it will come off and spiral out. Do one more and then check. So I believe this is 6. And yours will all differ because you may not have wrapped it as tight, or maybe you wrapped it tighter, and your other tube might be a little bit wider than mine is, or could be tighter than mine. Okay. Now, see, that's too big, so I'm going to take this last one and start peeling some of that off of there. You want to make sure it fits. Okay. So that one fits in there, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some glue and put some glue around this, just like we did with, oh no, we didn't do that yet. And then you're going to push this in there until it is flush with that. Okay, so the glue will keep it in there, and then you're going to end up taking your rocket engine, and it's going to actually stick out a little bit on this end. It doesn't want to go in. You got it too tight. But your engine, when you put your engine in, it's going to stick out of your bottom here for just a bit. I'm going to do it this way. Okay. So this will be glued in right there, even with the top, and your engine will be sticking out. The next video is going to show you how to keep this engine from falling out and to mount it into the rocket tube.